I'll call this meeting. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. I'll call this meeting to order. It is Monday, March 3rd, 2025, 10:30 a.m. and we're here meeting with Solid Waste update on the bid for bins, river bins. And I'll turn it over to you.
I'm not sure what
Let's talk about funding. On funding, how we're going to fund the bins that we're looking at.
Okay, well, it was under my impression that it would be funded the exact same way that it always has been through that grant fund.
Okay.
That was my assumption.
Okay. Well, the problem is I thought the last time we met that we took out, during May of that year, the fees increased, and so we were going to become short on that fund, and so that's what I'm worried about is how much money in that fund do we have left, and if we don't have that much funding left, how much are we going to have to put in or decide what we're going to do to put in to cover that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. My suggestion, would be, obviously we need to talk to Colleen because I don't have solid numbers, but that money that we did put aside for the bins, we moved that out of another, for the air curtain, so I guess, it would be my assumption that we would just take that and move that to pay for, because a portion of that also did come from the grants to pay for the river bin service for the prior years.
And to your recollection, how much money was that? Ballpark.
70,000 is what comes to mind. I'm not saying for sure that's what it is, but that's ballpark what I remember.
70 is the combined air curtain money and the leftover.
Correct.
And that's an estimate. Okay. Based on your experience, do you have any idea what we might be looking at for a year of this service? Ballpark? I mean, we don't know what these bids are or anything, but
that would be question.
Usually, when the bins have been picked up in the past, it's been running us right around $7,500 for that 4-month span.
7,500.
Because of the 2 river bins being down at Bumblebee and then the one up at G&G, that one costs a little extra, obviously, because it's further to go. So there is always going to be that fuel charge and probably mileage charge on top of it.
7,500 for 4 months of service.
4 months of service, yes.
How much were we paying last year?
Last year, I want to say last year, I should have grabbed that folder. Let me see if I can do the math really quick. Do you remember how much the 2 down at Bumblebee? I know the one up at G&G was $350 now. So, let me think. So that was 15. Just that one alone is $52.50
for one dumpster, and we had
dumpster.
3 of them.
And that was the one that was cost us more. The other ones, I can't remember what the other ones went up to. They didn't go up much.
So
I want to say it was probably around 15, in between 15 and 17,000 is what we ended up paying for the year, or for the 4 months for all 3 of the dumpsters.
So traditionally it'd been around 7,500, but last year it was more like 17,000.
Right around that 15
Ballpark.
to 17, yeah.
That was what prompted our discussions, was that it more than doubled. Okay, so we could be looking at bids anywhere in that range.
Mhm.
So if we used the air curtain money that was left over and the money that was left over from last year's grant, we have approximately 70.
Mhm.
We could fund 3 or 4 or 5 years of it. Does that make sense?
And that can also give us a little time to look into different kind of grants to see if we can't get money to actually pay for this or pay for it for us to get it done ourselves. Whichever works out.
Now, I just got a question for legal. So we set aside that money in the last hearing. We set aside the money to build them. So do we need to state something in this one that we're canceling that so that the minutes are corrected?
Well, if you're not building it, then they're kind of sitting there for that purpose and not being used. You're at least gonna need to reallocate some of it to pay for this, but we don't have a dollar amount right now. So.
Okay.
But what about a motion that we reallocate this funding, whatever it is that's left over from the air curtain and the grant, towards having the service paid for? What about a motion like that would redirect from our last public meeting where we were building dumpsters to this meeting where we're shifting gears to something, because we now believe that building dumpsters is way more than the $70,000.
Okay.
Would that work?
Is the meeting on the agenda okay for that type of motion? Just an update instead of Riverbends?
It says, the meeting says solid waste, so it's update. And then it says action item. So. I don't see any reason why you couldn't do that.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you have any concerns or questions on this?
No.
Okay. So we could do that, but one of my biggest concerns is that I did tell Mr. McGilvery that we weren't doing Riverbends, and so, out of fairness, I don't want him not to have been able to bid.
Oh, I personally dropped off the bid pack to him, to his office.
Okay.
Yes.
But did you talk? Because I think he during
And
that
then I
interim.
talked to Isaac. I talked to Isaac, his son. I talked to him the following day.
Okay, good. So you corrected my information I gave him, hopefully.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm not going to say I corrected you. That's
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I
You talked to
didn't.
Kip and he talked to Isaac, so who's
Okay.
to say Isaac didn't talk to his dad? So we
Okay.
don't know that.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't know that we were gonna go out for bid. I told him that we were building them, such and such. So that was my concern that we we don't get have misinformation out there. What are your feelings on that?
I would suggest reaching out to him directly and trying to clarify it. I don't know. There's not a lot of time now. That's the problem. I mean, we're opening bids tomorrow. I don't know whether he bid. I don't know, who has bid.
All right, I'll reach out. Anything further, Commissioner Dose?
I would recommend you reach out because we want to make sure that it's been corrected for sure. And right now we're assuming.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you want to motion that we move the funding from the last part of the, where we were gonna build them to renting?
Let me take a stab at it.
Okay.
I would.
I just want to add this real quick. So this was the call from Isaac, and that was on 2/14.
Okay,
So, you know,
okay,
more than enough. You know, more than the 2 weeks.
okay. All right. I just gotta see when I discussed it. I don't remember. So I'll check it
It
out.
would still
And
be
I'll
good
call
to
just to make
follow up.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to motion that we take the money that we had set aside for potentially building dumpsters, which was the leftover air curtain money and the leftover dumpster grant money. I'm going to motion that we take those funds that we had set aside and that we reallocate them towards bidding on the service, having the dumpsters provided by somebody else, and we bid on the service of having them take care of them, maintain them.
I second it.
All in favor?
Could we have sorry.
She seconded.
I wanted to, yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to have a discussion.
Okay, yeah. We can discuss.
I still think building our own dumpsters would ultimately be the great way to go, but it would appear that the money we have set aside won't cover building 3 dumpsters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason for my motion. I just want to go on the record saying, I still think it'd be nice if we had the money.
Yeah,
We'd just
I
build
agree.
our own dumpsters and do it that way. But we don't have enough set aside. So we do have enough to cover a few more years of service.
And we don't have enough manpower to do that.
And we still have a manpower problem. So. Okay, sorry for
No,
that.
that's okay. No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion carries. Any other comments?
And this is something that goes out yearly, correct? The bid? Does it go out yearly?
It has not in the
or-
past. We have never had a contract for it. Since I've been.
Okay.
I've never seen a contract for this. No, it has always just been a handshake deal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we should do. I know it's a small amount, but maybe we should do a contract so that it doesn't raise.
I believe that. Yeah.
In question, Mr. Chair, in the bid, does it specify for 1 year or?
Right at the very first
It's-
line,
yeah.
it says for a 4-month contract.
It's for
without
one
review
4-month
or
contract.
bid.
Yeah.
So all the bids are going to come in for a one-time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would cover us.
Mhm.
You asking me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not, you're not gonna be able to lock in the price for multiple years without signing a multiple year contract.
Yeah.
So it's kind of pick one or pick the other.
All right. Public comment?
Yes. I don't know what grant you're using, if it's Slurpee or lettuce funding, but if it's Slurpee, you'd have it allocated for this project by December.
I believe it was the LATCS, the letter. Yeah, I believe it was.
Colleen needs
But-
to answer that.
Yeah.
because Like I said, Slurpee was done the end of December. So.
That's right. Okay. All right, anything further? We're adjourned. Thank you.